Alright, today, SB1D, explain the impact of water on life processes, i.e. diffusion and osmosis. A molecule of water is neutral, but because of an uneven distribution of electrons between the hydrogen and oxygen atoms, it is polar. And because it's polar, that means that it attracts to other molecules easily. So, water is considered the universal solvent. The polarity of water gives it the ability to dissolve both ionic compounds like table salt and other polar molecules like sugar. A solution is when these substances are evenly distributed and completely dissolved. A suspension is when the water kind of breaks down the material but does not dissolve it, and it just end up with a mixture of water and loose particles. The cell membrane is a semi-permeable, which means it only lets certain things through in between the membrane. It is made of a lipid, one of those macromolecules from yesterday, bilayer, along with other protein and carbohydrates, two more macromolecules. So, the membrane is what allows the molecules to move in and out of the cell and what controls the movement. Some of those things are small enough to move in and out without using any energy. That's called diffusion. Diffusion is the movement of particles from areas of high concentration to areas of low concentration. So right here we have our lipid bilayer on our cell membrane. Here we have a concentration of particles, whether that's salt or whatever, air. So these particles are small enough to move in between these tiny spaces so that they can move to an area where there's less concentration. This requires no cellular energy, or ATP. Diffusion can just be constant movement, constantly spreading out. Sometimes it occurs across the membrane, like we said, and it goes in between. So this diffusion is only for small particles. Osmosis is the process that allows other molecules, water molecules, to pass easily through most biological membranes. Osmosis is just the diffusion of water across a cell membrane. And this water moves across the membrane until equilibrium is reached. So, if you have a concentration of less water on the inside of a cell, water is going to move into the cell. When you're talking about concentrations, you have three kinds. Hypertonic, hyper means more, so the concentration is greater than another solution. Hypo means less, the concentration is less strong than another solution. So right here, this side that's drawn down the middle, the barrier that's in the middle, the side with more molecules is hypertonic to the other side. This side is hypotonic. So these particles are going to move around, and eventually they will be isotonic to each other, which means the same strength. The concentrations will be equal, and this is important.